two people in our society, those that will choose to fall upon the rock, that rock being the chief cornerstones the builders rejected, and they will be broken, and then those in whom the rock will fall upon and will crush them. This morning, hopefully through the teaching of God's Word, you will be able to see the difference between those and find out which category you fall in. The one that is falling upon the rock, or that one which the rock will fall upon and crush. Look first at Mark chapter 12. Let's start with the idea from verse 38. Mark chapter 12, verse 38. Jesus tells the disciples in verse 38 to beware of the scribes who desire to go around in long robes, love greetings in the marketplaces, the best seats in the synagogues, and the best places at feasts, who devour widows' houses for a pretense, make long prayers. These will receive greater condemnation. So, would you put these individuals into the category of humble or prideful? Prideful. They desire to have outward things show that they seem to be holy people. Long robes, long prayers, the best seats, the best places at the feasts. The writer of Mark here gives us a great contrast because in verse 41 through verse 44, he tells us of a woman who, coming into the treasury, puts in 2 mites, compared to what he says in verse 41, many who were rich put in much. What does Jesus say then in verse 43? I say to you that this poor widow has put in more than all those who have given to their treasury. For they put out of their abundance, but she out of her poverty put in all that she had, her whole livelihood. Chapter 13 goes on with the same idea. The disciples came to Jesus and said, look at the exterior of these buildings in verse 1. What manner of stones and what buildings are here? Look at the external beauty, Jesus. And Jesus tells them, do you see these great buildings? Not one stone shall be left upon another that shall not be thrown down. We often fall into the category of looking at external things to find out whether people are righteous or not. We must question ourselves, do we look to be appealing to men, or do we look to be appealing to God? Most of us dressed up this morning and look nice and fancy, but what does your inside look like this morning? What beauty are we attempting to portray? Those that are wise seek God.